Hey, what's up, guys? Let me go ahead and check my mic before I go ahead and start my live, making sure that everything is clear. So, again, guys, welcome to Real Talk with your girl, Lady D, unapologetic and nine buys. I'm trying to see. Okay, everything is clear. Everything is clear. Okay, guys, look, as you can see right here, I'm gonna go ahead and do a story time. I want to talk about this book right here. I've been telling you guys about Shahrazad Ali, and this right here is the Black Man Guide to Understanding the Black Woman. And it also have the Black Woman Guide to Understanding the Black Man. But we're gonna go ahead and talk about the Black Man since it looked like the black man, is counted like sheep for the slaughter. So we're gonna go ahead and just do a story time and just talk about, some of the stuff that's going on, which this book is like 30 years old, but like I said, the nuggets are still there. And I'm gonna be way in the back. I'm not gonna camera up too much because trust me, I takes my nap. But before I continue with my live, guys, I want to go ahead. I want you all to pray for a YouTuber. I heard some disturbing news regarding to her son. I'm not going to go ahead and get into all what's going on, but some of you guys, we all in the same sector, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. So make sure you keep say a prayer for her and her family, because she is going through. And even though I may dislike a person, but I would never ever want any harm like that, to happen, to anyone. So let me see if my girl Logical Speak is gonna come on. But I wouldn't want anything like that to happen to no one. And we're gonna pray, we're gonna keep her lifted up. You don't even have to know the person, but just make sure you pray for this sister that's going through, because this was some horrible news that I heard. But this YouTube beef, all this YouTube beef that is going on, it needs to stop. That's why, I stay in my lane. I say what I got to say, then I move on. My panel is open up, but it's open up. We try to stay on topic. We ain't got time for all that YouTube beef, all this stuff that is going on. Because to me, enough is enough. How we tearing down each other. How you doing, Lige?
I'm okay, Lady D. How are you this afternoon?
Doing pretty good. It's just that I had girl before I came on, I had got some disturbing news about something had happened to one of the YouTubers
Oh wow.
family, one of their child. And lo and behold, this is what I'm about to talk about right now
Uh-huh.
when it comes to, the children, and the parents, the parents plays a major part in the children's life, and we need to learn how to break down these generational curses.
Absolutely. I agree.
Mhm.
Wow.
So,
So who is it?
well, I'm not going to go ahead and say a name,
Okay.
but just keep the family in prayer because I have heard some very disturbing news that is going on. I see Starbucks Love in the house. She says, "Welcome back to Real Talk with Lady D." Hi, Star.
Hey,
Hi,
Star.
Star. Yes. So, this was very disturbing, and like I said, I know I had some run-ins with this blogger,
Really?
but I would never ever wish, harm like that, when it comes to your child,
I agree. Yeah.
Yes, and I think when it comes to all this beefing and all this tearing down and all this doxing, and it,
Hmm.
it just got to stop. We just got to do better.
I believe it will. It seems that I've been on quite a few channels. It seems like everybody's calming down a little bit. It's not so much vitriol going on. So
Hmm.
moving in the right direction. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there.
I hope
Yeah.
so. I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw you left a comment on the video I made this morning.
Yeah. I listened to the video and watched it, but I don't understand him, but I do
Y-
support you.
yes, yes. It's just so much stuff going on out there, especially when it comes to our people.
Uh-huh.
And what I think is that we need to start focusing on investing in our own community when it comes to hospitals, especially mental hospitals.
Yeah.
And instead of taking, our people and putting them straight into prisons, which I don't think that the prison system is really helping. If anything, it
Mhm.
making it worse.
Absolutely. I remember, I want to say at least 30, 35, maybe 40 years ago, there were a lot of mental health facilities around that were closed down, and one in particular that I know of was turned into a prison, and it used to be a mental health facility for people
Wow.
that were suffering, and they could go and get help, and it was turned into a prison.
Wow.
Yep, and then you
And
got mentally ill just roaming the streets, you know.
yes,
It's
yes. And
sad.
also, I don't know if you heard about this, where they said they was taking libraries out of schools and making detention centers. Did you hear about that one?
You know what? I think I did hear a little something about it. I know in my area, a lot of the libraries were closed down. I guess because everybody is on the internet and a lot of people stopped visiting the local libraries. But it's a shame, you know, it is.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Yeah, detention centers. We need
Yes.
more mental health facilities and places where young people can go for mental health uh,
Hmm.
therapy instead of prisons.
That's it.
Yep.
That's it. That's exactly how I look at it.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go straight into this book right here. I'm gonna just go
Okay.
ahead and do a little story time, and just feel free to go ahead and charm in. Are you familiar with Shahrazad Ali?
You know, not I know of her. I have heard some of her speeches way back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Her currently, I don't know that much about her. I haven't read any of her. I went on my I'm an Audible member, and I was
Mm-hmm.
hoping that her book was part of the Audible collection, but it's not. It's only
Uh-huh.
in paperback. And my eyes ain't that great, girl. I'm gonna tell you.
Oh, your eyes not?
No, not for reading. That's why I buy all my books through Audible. I don't know if you've heard of Audible,
Oh, okay.
but it's voice recordings of
Oh,
the book.
okay. Oh,
And
okay.
her book was not one of them. And you know, I'm gonna go back on again to see. Um, but no, it's only in paperback.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
this book right here is right here in my alley. Okay. Especially when she says that this book does not contain perfect American English or grammar. Okay.
Okay.
So I say, well, look, this is right here in my area. So I'm just reading some of the introduction. I'm not reading it all. I'm just highlighted a few parts. I like what she had said that the main protectively withhold their opinion, and the woman just outright lie. Their disclosure remains detached and superficial with crucial issues dedicating avoid by unspoken agreement on both sides. Part of this is because the black woman does not know that she has an adjustment problems. Do you think that the black woman does not know that, she have an adjustment problem when it comes to the black man?
Yeah, I believe it's a lot of adjustment issues that black women have with black men. It's
Hmm.
probably one of the main reasons that we don't get along. We don't. Well, very few of us are in line.
Can you get in the mic a little bit? Cause you're kind of low.
Is it? Let me turn it
Y-
up a little bit
Yes.
because it's so loud in my ear. I'll
Hmm.
turn it up a little bit. I don't know if that helps. But
Okay, go ahead.
can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Hmm.
Oh yeah, I do believe that there are a lot of adjustment issues that black women have uh, that we don't align with the black man.
Hmm.
Now, anyway, yeah, I do.
And this one reason why I went ahead and I purchased this book, which I wish that I had it long time ago, is
Hmm.
because we was talking about a lot of stuff, especially when it comes to this reality show, Love and Marriage in Huntsville, and how so much stuff is happening because most of these reality shows it always dealing with marriages, especially when it comes to black marriages. And I feel like I needed to get a more clarity, more understanding when it comes to topics like that, because it's like we all live in two different worlds. What I see on TV, some of the stuff I never even experienced in real life.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and also it says she certainly does not believe that her disrespectful for the black man is destructive, nor that her opposition to him has deteriorated the black nation. So right there, this is just the introduction where it is saying, especially when it comes to the black woman, she don't realize, how she's being disrespectful, when it comes to the black man, which, to me, it goes both ways,
Yeah,
you know.
that's true. But I do believe that black women, being that we are very vocal people, we
Hmm.
are very strong, strong-headed, strong-minded people. We are quick to disrespect the black man.
Hmm.
Not only our man, we would disrespect any black man, in my
Hmm.
opinion.
So do you think it's because of, now women is more liberated, and all this Me Too movement and more independent, it got us where now, because I heard a lot of black women, I even heard YouTubers, saying that they don't need a man, and if you feel
Yeah,
like, you don't need a man, then, this the type of society that we are living in.
yeah. I agree. My thing is, if you run into a black man and you have nothing in common, you don't align with that black man's mindset, all you have to do is walk away.
Hmm.
In my opinion, I don't have to go toe to toe with no man.
Absolutely.
Even if I don't like what they're saying or what they're doing, all I have to do is turn around and walk away.
Yeah. And see, that's why I like you, because you and I, we have the same conservative values. And some
Mhm.
people might say, well, that's old fashioned, but sometimes we need a little of that old fashioned,
Yeah,
especially when you're looking at this generation right here. I mean, these younger generation, man, it just look like they don't even care about anything. It's like they just walk in just carefree, and it's just, I mean, it's just, to me, it's just kind of scary.
yeah, it's a level of disrespect
Hmm.
that I was not exposed to because, like I said, I was born in the late 50s, and my father was a respectable man, and he instilled in all of us to be respectful.
Hmm.
And if you don't align with somebody, all you have to do is walk away.
So was you raised in a two-parent home?
Yes, my mother and my father.
Okay.
My father was a very sweet, humble, hard-working man. My mother was hell on wheels. Yeah,
Hmm.
but
And that's what we want to talk about. I don't want to
mhm,
get ahead of myself. Where, you know the child's first teacher is the mother, and the mothers don't realize that they play a major role when it comes to the children. It's
mhm,
disrespecting the
right,
father in front of the child.
right. Absolutely. My mother was, she could be very disrespectful, very
Hmm.
strong headed. I can tell you now, I don't remember ever hearing my father curse.
Wow.
If he did, he didn't do it in front of us.
Wow.
Now, when he was out working amongst his friends, he may have cursed. I can tell you, I don't remember ever hearing. He was never going to call a woman the B word, nothing like that. He just
Hmm.
didn't do it, you know. Uh, So my mother was strong, forceful, but my father was sweet and kind, and he instilled in me and the rest of us to be kind and respectful.
So
My
was your
mother,
mom, not to pry in all your business, well, was your mom a stay-home mom, and your dad, you
yes, my mother never had to work.
okay, so she yeah, okay.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
father was hard working and made great money. My mother didn't have to work. When she did open up her own little business, that's because she wanted to. She
Okay.
worked. I think she might have had her little business for a few years. My father took care of her until the day she passed before he did.
Oh, wow, that's great.
So,
That's awesome.
yeah, he was, I'm gonna tell you, a good man. I couldn't have dealt with my mother.
Wow. Well,
But
that's exactly what we gonna talk about.
yeah, yeah, yeah. She was
We definitely, so I'm huh.
my mother was a very smart woman. but she
Yes.
could be hell on wheels. And I understand it took me a long time to understand why she was like that. She lost
Mhm.
her mother traumatically at a very
Mhm.
young age. Her mother was taken from her. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So she grew up as a teen without her mother and father.
Mhm.
So my mother was, a very damaged person. But
Wow.
so happened my father was totally different. Thank God.
Mhm.
And I look like him.
Mhm.
I took after him. I
So
believe.
you was more of a daddy's girl.
Oh yes, 195%. I was a
Mm.
daddy's girl, and my mother didn't like it in me.
Okay.
We had a lot of contention growing up, mother and daughter, because I loved my father.
Yeah, so you was a daddy's girl.
Oh, girl, yes. There is
So
no.
when you became a parent, did you pull a lot out of your mom or your father or both?
Well, I tell you, I have my mother's creative side. My mother was very creative,
Okay.
but I made it a habit, or I made it conscious not to have her temperament.
Okay.
But she was a very talented, creative female, and I have her creative side.
Wow. Well, this is gonna be very
Very
interesting.
interesting.
This is gonna be very interesting. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna tell you no lie. This is going
yeah,
this right here. This is going to be very interesting.
yeah.
Who? Wow, that's great.
To be
Lodge.
honest, you would be surprised at what your adult life, how much actually it comes from your upbringing, your
Mm-hmm.
childhood, your parents, who was, like you say, the first teachers, what you take away.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that happens to you or you become as adult, it comes from your childhood.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely. And that's why it's time for us to sit there and break some of these generational curses.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
possible. It can be done if you put your mind
Absolutely,
to it.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Not everybody's gonna catch on. Only ones that's willing to
yeah. Right.
receive it.
Yeah, you got to
So
be
I
willing.
pray that the ones that's coming on that they will be able to receive it because we've been through it.
Oh
We've been
yeah.
through all this right here.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And you got a very awesome story.
Girl, you don't know the half.
Yes. Well, let's go ahead and read some. And I'm just reading the introduction right now. Okay.
Okay.
And
Okay.
also says that the black woman does not know that she has an adjustment problem. She
Right.
certainly does not believe that her disrespectful for the black man is destructive, nor that her opposition to him has deteriorated the black nation. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's big right there
That's
when
huge.
you can sit there and it's like a generation of curses. You can destroy everything that's connected to you.
Right, by your experiences. A lot of black
Yes.
women come up with no fathers, and then when they do get a man, if that
Hmm.
man hurts them or treats them bad, a lot of women cannot shake that off and go back to the
Wow.
top side. They
Wow.
they keep that vitriol in them. My mother did, and it was
Mhm.
from her father.
So can I ask if you was the only child?
No, 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 no. I have sisters, no brothers, unfortunately,
Mhm.
but I have sisters. I always wanted a brother. God knows I always wanted brothers, but it didn't happen.
Wow.
And then I had all boys. I had no girls.
Oh, so you had all boys and your mom
All
had all
boys.
girls.
My mother had all girls. Girl, it was a mess. You hear me?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, so let me read this part right here. It says that the
okay.
black woman's misguided intention robs her of the security and the satisfaction she longed for. And
Yeah.
she continues to like the solution to preparing her damaged self esteem by herself. Her confusion about her role and purpose and the interference of Western society. Did you hear what I said? Western
Western
society
society. Yep.
have produced her inappropriate behavior. I mean, because of all the stuff that is going on, right here and how everything took place, it's like we have adapted to this system and wondering why everything is all messed up.
Yeah. Well, it's a choice. I believe it's all a choice.
Hmm.
It's all a choice. Even if you come from a bad background, you have a
Yes.
choice: forward or hold on to it. You
Yes.
know?
And
Yep.
also, it says her main fault is that she wants to have her own way. You
Yeah.
believe that?
Yep. I do believe it. Yeah, I absolutely do. Especially the black woman.
Absolutely.
In my opinion, now I could be wrong because I don't know that much about the other cultures, but the black woman, it has to be her way,
Absolutely. Her way or the highway.
her way or the highway.
And guys, if I bring in Love and Marriage in Huntsville, Melody and Martell, believe it or not, this is the reason why I purchased this book. Okay.
Okay, I believe it.
And when it says that she wants to have her way, her own way, that's how I felt when it came to Martell and Melody. I think that he spoiled her, which they probably say the same thing about my husband as well, spoiled me.
Right, mine too.
And I think when it was time for her to get her independence and make a change, he just didn't know how to adapt with all that.
Yeah, Melody was raised in a single parent household, so therefore, in my opinion, she really don't know the dynamic of a husband and wife.
Hmm.
It was just her and her mom.
Oh, she's the only child.
Of her mothers that we know of.
Oh, wow.
You
Oh,
know,
so now we see. Yeah, we
her
see where
brother
all that is
comes
coming
from
from.
on her daddy's side.
Hmm.
Marcus is on the father's side by another mother. But
Okay.
on Miss Vanessa's side, I think Melody is the only child. So
Okay.
everybody probably, her mama probably super catered to Melody coming up and never said no.
Wow.
That's what I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
And also, it says it's not as unfair generalization to change the black woman with being out of control due to her rebellions against the authority of the black man. If the black man intend to be successful in mating with the black woman, he must be aware of other aspect of her nature. And also, I'm gonna go ahead and skip all this part right here because I'm just reading the introduction, okay? And
Okay.
it says that this book will be met with opposition and anger by the majority of black women.
Absolutely.
And this is absolutely true because we so used to this Western, how society where now we feel that we don't have to listen to no one, especially when it comes to the man. But the thing about it is that we don't want to listen to a black man, but we go on these west white jobs and we gonna listen to our bosses.
Right, we do. We give our boss respect that we will not give our husbands. And I'm going to
Absolutely.
be honest, in a lot of cases, black women are head of household. They have to be.
Hmm.
But to me, there's a fine line. And in some ways, to me, a woman has to make that man think that he is in control, even when he's not,
Hmm.
in order to kind of ease his ego and not emasculate him. And
Hmm.
do you understand what I'm saying?
I'm listening. Hmm.
Even if, and that's what we, I think black women fail. We want that man to know that we running the show. A lot of times, sometimes
Absolutely.
we need to hold back and let him think he's running the show, even when he's not. You know, and I know that
Hmm.
we run everything.
Hmm.
But I think the black woman have to allow their man to lead and
Wow.
think he's leading, even if she's going to be able to manipulate him into what she wants,
Hmm.
and we can manipulate the devil into, doing what we want them to do.
The black woman.
The black woman, any woman, mostly the black woman, because we are very creative, very manipulative, and we know how to use our feminine side to get what we want. We
Wow.
don't have to dictate, you know, and I could be
Wow,
wrong,
this
but that's just
awesome.
my opinion.
Wow, you need to write a book.
I
You the one need to write. You should be having this book in your hands, not me. Well, you got the
don't
book inside of you. All you doing is open up your mouth. I'm
I
reading,
can
but you open up
understand
your
her
mouth.
mindset. Muhammad
Okay.
Ali was all about uplifting the black man and letting him think he was in control, even when
So you're not cheating. You're not cheating. You never read this book.
no, I've listened to some of her speeches back in the day, but I can align with her mindset. Yeah,
Yes. And
we
also
don't
it
have to
says
tear them down.
what you said?
We don't have to tear them down.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right here it says they will charge me with betrayal. Some would argue that my examples are inaccurate or that my samples are based solely on stereotypes and extrapolation. Others will claim it is rude, unwarranted attack on honorable black womanhood and label me as a traitor. A few minute a few may even swear that this document is autobiographic, which is not. We can expect the worst, but the time has come. The black man can no longer be allowed to stumble around blindly trying to overcome obstacles in a black woman. Let me read this one more time.
Okay.
The black man can no longer be allowed to stumble around blindly trying to overcome obstacles in a black woman. He knows little, if anything, about. Wow, that's deep right there.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Wow, that's deep. That's deep.
You know, this is one of the reasons why I support Martell
Mm-hmm.
so much because I know and you know that he was wrong for stepping out. But
Absolutely.
there's a lot of good in him
Yes.
that needs to be uplifted, upheld, and nourished in
Mm-hmm.
order to, in my opinion, make him a better man. So he don't make the same mistake. So that he can be a good father to his children. And beating him down to me is not going to help him be a good father. And he has to be a good father to his kids.
Absolutely.
You know, I would never
Absolutely.
allow nobody. Even my daddy was not perfect. I know he
Mm-hmm.
was because he's not. You know, no, there is no perfect person. But I would never allow nobody to beat down my father.
Absolutely.
You know, and I
And like I
wouldn't.
said, I wouldn't tell you that my husband and I have we've been through hell and back.
Oh yeah, I
But
know.
the thing about it is that, you have to be careful, how you try to emasculate the black man,
Yeah,
especially when it comes, you know, to other black men and around
right.
people. And I think where their mistake was when they put their life on this reality show.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. But the biggest mistake was tearing him down. I would never allow
Hmm.
nobody to tear my husband down. Because
Absolutely.
I know he ain't wasn't perfect. You know he wasn't perfect. But I wouldn't allow nobody else to dog him.
Absolutely.
Nobody. Even in his wrong. You do not dog my husband. Everybody, even after everything he done, everybody still loved him. And that's the way I
Absolutely.
wanted it. Because there was
Hmm.
a lot of good in him. Even with the
Absolutely.
dirt he did, he was a good man. You know,
And you could tell that some of the stuff, that was coming out of her mouth, she wouldn't have normally said it if she was in that relationship, because even he was kind of shocked.
right. I think you said it. We both said it. She said he was a good father. He was a good man. She could not tell that he was being mischievous and cheating. That's how good of a man he was to her.
Hmm.
But that to me has to be recognized, uplifted. But
Hmm.
now she said act like he was the worst person in the world. And that's not
Absolutely.
true. He was a cheater.
Absolutely.
He cheated, period. He might have took some money out of the household. But that's it. He,
Hmm.
so I don't believe in finding all negative and don't reach out and pull up the positive. I'm sorry. I just don't.
Do you watch this show, Married to Medicine?
I gotta be honest. No.
Okay, because I thought you was familiar. I think it's Married to Medicine,
I'm familiar.
where they have this Africa doctor. I think she's a attorney, and her husband is a doctor. He's
Hmm.
a dentist, I think, and he's from Africa. And the way that he like in a woman. the other women, they cannot relate to it, especially, when she cooks his food. And I
Mm,
think Martell had a problem with that as well, because he saw where Kimmy and Tisha was serving their husband,
right.
and Martell say, they are serving a husband, but you don't serve me. And all that start, causing confusion in the
Yeah, it
home.
did. It did.
You remember that scene?
Oh yeah, I remember that. He wanted. Melody had a problem with it because she said he started watching Tisha and Kimmy, and he comes home wanting her to fix his plate and serve him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But that's not what he was doing. I don't think she was doing that in the beginning.
Mm-hmm. You don't think she was? No, I don't think she was serving them in the
No,
beginning
I don't
either.
think so. I don't think so. That's what he
Mm-hmm.
wanted, but I don't think that Melody was ever serving him.
Nah, Ariane does it.
Yeah, yeah, and that's probably one of the reasons why he would go hang out with Ariana.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Martell wanted, but that's the woman he should have looked for in the first place.
Yeah, well, you see, you never know.
Yeah,
Like I said, love is blind.
yeah,
Until you get them in the house, it is sweet like any new broom. But once that broom get old, it just throw it in the closet with the rest. You never know a person until you let them in, right?
yeah. You said you told your daughter the way you
Mm-hmm.
started out with your man is
That's
the way
it.
you have to continue.
That's the way that you're gonna have to keep them.
Right, absolutely.
That's the way you're gonna have to keep them.
Yeah.
So, we're gonna try to see if we can do this as often. And I'm gonna go ahead and put, because I ain't gonna tell you no lie. The reason why I purchased this book, so people probably come in and say, "Well, why they talking about Melody and them and the
Mhm.
housewives and talking about this book?" This is the reason why I purchased this book. Okay,
I know, I know.
so I'm gonna go ahead and even put them up, because I don't want people that come in and be confused and
Mhm.
asking why I'm talking about these people. I paid this $30 so I could sit there and figure out the mind of these people. Even though, like I
Mhm.
said, I am married, but this right here, this is a lot, right?
It's a lot, and
Yes,
it's information that the black community somebody might be able to take something from this information and keep their marriage together.
absolutely. And I pray that they will be able to, take
Yeah,
notes. Okay.
absolutely.
So right here, I'm almost done with the introduction, but it says when she learned better, she must do better, right?
Right, absolutely.
Some of the remedies in this book will seem harsh and unorthodox, but pain is unavoidable, preceding the birth of a new ideal that will born a new black woman to live in peace with the black man. And this is like surgery, especially when something that you so normally doing, and now you realizing, you got to change the way that you are acting, especially if you want to keep a peaceful marriage, right?
Absolutely.
The
Yep.
infected brains may take several generations before the defects subside. So, it pretty much what she's saying, this right here is a generation of curse.
It is. It is. I believe that. I do believe that.
Absolutely. But the work must begin now. It's time, now or never.
Yeah.
Today, the black man will never be able to excel until he gets his woman under control. Now, people don't want to hear that. What is she's talking about? Getting a woman under control. I'm a grown woman.
Right.
This
Right.
like kryptonite to some of these women today. Getting, I
Right.
need to be under control. Well, most likely that's why you single right now.
Wow. I don't know, Lady D. I think black people get together for a lot of us for all the wrong reasons in the
Mm-hmm.
beginning. In the beginning, I think you have to make sure the person that you choose have more alignment with you, your mindset, your desires, your respect, your level of respect or disrespect in the courting process. Because once
Mm-hmm.
you get that person, it's a possibility they may never change.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have more in common in the beginning. I know a lot of couples that have been together 20 and 30 years, never been broke up, and are still riding strong. It's not that many, but it's
Mm-hmm.
because they were more in line with each other from the very beginning. They had the
Mm-hmm.
same goals, the same ideas, the same level of respect
Mm-hmm.
for the relationship. But we get
So
together.
go ahead. I don't want to cut y'all.
Black women get together with men because they need help paying bills. They need a
Mhm.
father for their children. They are tired of being alone for all the wrong reasons. And then a year down the line, 12 years down the line, you realize this is not what I want. This is not the man I want.
Mhm.
And black men the same way. This is not the woman I want.
So
There's
do you think that we go into a relationship with unequal yoke people because it looks
yes,
good on the
yes,
outside?
yes. We go into it blind, seeing
Mhm.
all the red flags and still overlooking them just to have a man. A lot of us do that, and the men do it too. Black men get with black women just because they need somewhere to lay their head, or they need a heart. They want somebody to scorn them, go to work, and you have to have more in common than you have. Martell and Melody only had business in alignment.
Mhm.
To
So
me,
you think it was a business marriage? That's what you're saying?
to me, that's all they had in common.
Mhm.
I think that's what he saw in her. I think that's what she saw in him. He desired to have more
Mhm.
business, and she did. But for his respect, um, I think Martell always had the mindset of you ain't gonna do it at some point, I'm gonna get it from somewhere else.
Mhm.
And Melody always had the aspect in my mind that she was gonna run the show.
Absolutely, because coming out of a single parent and
Yeah,
all the attention was on her, so I guess
yeah,
she expect all the attention. That's why she can keep chopping and emasculating him,
yeah. She had
because
to do that
that's
though.
the way that all the attention was on her. Where
Yeah.
pretty much nobody ever told her no.
Nobody tells her no. And if you
Yes,
tell her no, you are out of there. And that's
yeah,
for friends, employees, husbands, whoever. That's her mindset.
that's a miserable life because nobody would never want to be around those type of people.
If you notice, the only people that you see around her is the people that work for her or
Hmm.
the people that I call servants of hers. You don't
Wow,
see her with no friends. Everybody that's around her on a regular that I see are paid people.
wow,
You don't see her um, hanging out with nobody, or nobody likes her as a friend. Like Lauren, for instance. Lauren is she's getting paid to be around her. Dawn is her
absolutely.
manager. She's being paid to be up under her. Jay Boland is getting something off of her financially. Who else do you see around her?
Mm-mm-mm.
No friends. You have to be a
Wow.
do girl, as Martell said. You have to be
And
invested.
Martell did say it.
He said that in the beginning. And
Yes,
who
he
knows
did.
her better than him?
Wow.
And that's a miserable life, but it seems to be the one that she likes. Her mother. Her mother's the
Wow.
same way. To me, her mother doesn't correct her or put her in her place. Her mother agrees with her, yeses everything she does, and keep on moving.
But you can see that her mother don't some of the stuff she don't like because she stay quiet.
Yeah, because she don't want to get chewed out.
Yeah.
Yep, I've heard.
Mm-mm-mm.
I believe she'll chew her mother out if her mother don't agree with her.
Do you think so?
I do believe if her mother don't yes everything she's saying do, she'll let her mama have it.
Wow.
Or anybody in her circle that does not align with her is gonna get chewed out. All
Wow.
these so-called fans, they making money off her. They not her
Mm.
friends,
No, no, not at all.
and she know it.
Wow.
She know it.
Well, this right here says currently he spares with the white man to preserve his freedom
Hmm.
while scuffling with the black woman to defend his wounded manhood.
Yeah, yeah. He comes in this world with his manhood wounded. You know,
Wow.
he deals
He
with
has
that.
become adapt to both roles,
Yeah,
fighting a white man and then got to sit there and come home and fight with all the other stuff that's going
yeah,
on.
absolutely.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. Yeah, very
So,
true.
do you think right here, this is what I just felt right there? Do you think this is the reason why a lot of black men, especially today, they will rather go and run in the arms of a white woman because a white woman have not been through the struggles as a black woman with all the trauma,
Mhm,
and
mhm.
all the stuff that generational curses, so
Yes,
they
I do.
rather just go to a white person because they don't see that.
Yes, I do. The white woman sees the black man totally different than the black woman sees them. Men.
Hmm.
White women don't emasculate their men. They don't have to.
Well, the reason you yeah, that's the key. Don't have to.
They don't have to because white men come in the world knowing that they are head of household.
Yeah, because
That
of the privileges.
right. Their women don't disrespect them. They don't have to.
Hmm.
So black men are attracted to that mindset in the white woman.
Wow, guys, this is good. The ones that's coming in, and the ones that make watch the replay. To me, this is good. This is some good information. I don't know if it's good to them, but to me it is
Mhm.
good.
I mean,
This is really good.
a lot of black women think black men are with white women because they are easy. They can get over on them. That's not it. The
Hmm.
white woman does not
Have the
emasculate.
same struggles.
Right. They don't have the same struggles that black women have. So
Hmm.
they are quick to support a black man and respect a black man, whereas black women don't have no respect for the black man.
Because of the black man and the black woman struggles.
Right, right. We are
Yeah.
taught to hate each other from the beginning. It's
Yes.
taught in it's bred down in us
Hmm.
generation after generation after generation.
That's it. And guys, this is good. And we haven't even gotten into the
Yeah,
chapter. This is just the introduction.
yeah,
And right here it says his work to bring the black man into submission must begin acknowledgingly it is likely to step into the ring with a wild savage boar, while a reckless fire breathing dragon that must be tamed if the black family is to survive. Wow, that's a lot. So I see why they in there when they don't know exactly they don't have the necessary tools to sustain that marriage. Now I see why they're trying to light the entire house on fire.
right. And we say too long. We say
Hmm.
too long. Um, do you know a lot of white women are married 4 and 5 times? You know,
Wow.
if it's not working, they out of it. They on to the next white man. We will stay in there with a man for 20 and 30 years, 10 years,
Hmm.
knowing they ain't treating us right, instead of just walking away and going
Wow.
find another man that aligns with our purpose.
Hmm.
We stay too long.
Wow.
And that's where you come up angry and mad because
Hmm.
you done been in there too long, taking too much.
And you felt like now you have been cheated,
You've
out
been
of,
cheated.
and then now you're mad with the world and you hate black men.
Right. When you could just walk away
Hmm.
when it first hurts, when they first cheat on you, or when they first hit you, or
Hmm.
when they first stay out all night long. Go find another. That's what white women do.
Yeah. And see, I think that is once we get deeper into this book, I think that's where the all that comes with the European standards is the reason why, black marriages fail, because it's really out of order.
Yeah, it is.
Because you remember when you had said that, we'll stay in the marriage knowing that the marriage is toxic and we don't know how to get out of it, because all we doing now is we beating on each other. But if we didn't have the same European mindset, we would know how to work into that relationship that we have.
Right.
You see?
Well, if you stay like I stayed and you stayed,
Mhm.
then you can't be mad.
Yep.
You can't be mad if you stay.
Oh, wow.
Me.
Also, it says it is the black man's responsibility to win this battle. And lastly, I have taken the unpredictable step because of my love for my people and my dedication to put the original man back on top. The black man must civilize the black woman before he can have peace with her and before he can stand up and reclaim his nation. That's powerful. That's deep.
It's powerful. I don't know if
That's
it'll
deep.
ever happen, but it sounds good.
I think it could be because like I said, it's gonna be a lot of us is not going to be able to cross over. A lot of us just going to be left behind. But I think that it got some people that's ready to sit there, and get it together. But like I said, we got social media. Social media is a beast. It got us all messed up. We want to live like these entertainers, these reality shows, thinking that these people are about that life just because they behind that gate. Look at Portia. We could look at Portia. We could do Portia, for example.
Yeah.
How Portia get herself in that predicament, because she was not going for love. She saw money and that's all she saw.
Yeah, there's some learned lessons there. A lot of women are going to learn from Portia. A
But
lot of
will
different.
they stop? Will they stop?
That's a good question. Some are going to take her mindset and see money and go for money, and some going to say, no, I'm going to check this man out before I marry him. You make sure he's not a fraud.
Mm-hmm.
So it's some learned lessons behind what happened with Portia. You know, I think a lot of women or young women are going to learn. I don't want a Simon. You know,
Mm-hmm. Or
I
they
want.
gonna run to it because we still are westernized, with this European standard that we have to have the designer clothes. We got to have the hair wigs and the
Hmm.
the makeup and the nails, and nobody wants to live a simple life. Everybody said there wants to live like the Joneses and inside living like the Waltons. Like I say, all this right here is just something that the system has designed to keep us in bondage.
Yeah, but it only
Mhm.
lasted 15 months.
How long it lasts?
15 months.
So that's just a temporary fix.
It's
It's
a
just only gonna
temporary
last
fix.
just a short time. That's
But
deep. I liked it, that one.
you
So
know,
that type of lifestyle is only gonna last no more than 15 months.
right. So the ones that are gonna learn from Portia are gonna make sure they got them a legitimate rich African like Shamia got,
Uh
supposedly.
huh.
So it can last longer than 15 months.
So
So
do you think that Shamil marriage is going to sustain on that reality show?
I don't think Shamia will be a full-time cast member. I think she'll be a
Oh,
friend of the
okay.
show. With
She just there to support Portia.
right, right. I don't think she'll be a full-time cast member. Her husband
Hmm.
has entirely too much money. She don't have to.
Wow.
So if she's smart, she'll be a friend of the show. And I'm sure
Wow.
that's all her husband is going to agree to. So that they can
Wow.
keep their marriage because they've been married, what, 4 or 5 years now. They got money.
Oh, okay, that's good. After 2 years, that's good. They going into what I call silver because it's silver, golden, platinum. So 5 years, that's good. If they could
Yeah.
sustain 5 years.
Yeah, Shamia done had her rich African about 4 or 5 years.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
So I don't believe she'll stay on that show long enough to let it ruin her marriage.
Wow, that's awesome.
So people can, young women like Shamia can learn from what Portia did and make sure they get them an African where it lasts longer than 15 months.
Wow.
You know?
But those type of you going in for the money, it's only gonna last 15 months. I like that one. That was good.
Yeah, you got to make sure you got you a wealthy one that's legitimate
Mm-hmm.
and not he's not even a U.S. citizen.
Wow.
Who's gonna, some of these women are gonna make sure they don't get a Simon. Goodbye me.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody that's been deported several times, and
So do you think that Portia knew all about it, which is why they hung out in Dubai all the time?
I think she did.
She
I
went
think she
along with
did.
it, right?
She went along with it.
And we gonna say allegedly.
Allegedly, it lasted for 15 months. She got a
Hmm.
chance to travel, live in, ride in Rolls Royces for those 15
Hmm.
months. Yeah, I think she
Wow.
do. She
Wow.
would be,
Well, this is the last of the introduction, and this is look, and we are doing exactly because look, it's almost an hour. We're gonna
yeah,
stay an
come on.
hour, and after that, we're gonna shut it down. But right here, it says the author recommends that you read this book slowly, and we read the introduction
Yeah,
slowly, right?
absolutely.
Do not try to read this entire book in one setting because the information is too graphic and will overwhelm you. Read no more than one chapter at a time in one day. So let's go ahead and start with chapter one, her childhood.
Okay.
So chapter one says, from the very first moment she born, she become attached to her first teacher, her mother. Do you believe that?
I do. I do. Yep. That's your first teacher. Yeah. Yeah, I do believe the child becomes attached to that first uh, connection is with the mother.
Hmm. It
Yep.
said her eyes studied her mother constantly during the initial bonding process. She learned to smile and form other mutual communication techniques. She, as with any other cub, is taught to survive skills, how to eat, dress, bathe, use the toilet, generally manners and obedience. Must imply by a look or spoken in a certain tone of voice. She is able to understand the language long before she can speak it. She never stopped studying her mother and she never stopped learning from her. And that's the reason why I purchased this book, because you do not realize that you play a major part in the child bringing up, and you
Oh,
keep these
yes.
children stuck in that your trauma, and you wonder why your children are doing the same stuff, carrying the same generation of curses because of what you said there and instilled in your kids. That's why we have to be careful what we say in front of our kids.
Yes. Yep. What we say and what we do, we have to be careful.
That's it.
How we treat people, how we interact with people, especially the father.
Yes. And the first thing we want to say, okay, we can go get them therapy. But you caused this to happen. And wondering why when those kids get a certain age, those kids have nothing to do with you anymore.
That's true. That's true. Yep.
Right here it says she never stopped studying her mother, never stopped studying her mother, and she never stopped learning from her. If she is raised by two parents, she studied them both. Since she is with the mother or other females, she learned to tune in to them emotionally. She learned to observe the other adults in the same way. She can detect when they are happy, at peace, or sadly, restraining or mad. She also pays attention to how her mother treats her father.
Yes. Absolutely.
And you
That's
trying to
true.
say that when you putting your life on display for the entire world to see, do you think that your children don't see that as well?
They do. They see everything you do. They absorb everything you do, especially when they are young. Their little minds absorb everything they see their parents do and say. I do believe that 100%. It's in the books.
Wow.
Yep,
She
absolutely.
learns glances, body language, and moves. The spoken and unspoken message that her mother displayed as the cub, she mimics and included these practice right or wrong as part of her survival skills from the very start. So the child is mimicking everything that the mother does because the mother, she is the first teacher.
Absolutely.
She overheard conversations that her mother had with her friends or relatives pertaining to the father.
Yes.
If all of the mother's comments are supportive and positive, good, but since the habit of gaining on the black man is a 400-year-old tradition here, the inflections are from the most part negative. So she gonna gravitate to the negative part, the children.
Not always, but in most cases.
Yes, she listens and she records. The first mental tape translate into the picture and forms, and they cannot be erased. So when you putting that in a child, some of that stuff cannot be erased out.
Hmm.
It's going to carry out into their adulthood,
Yeah,
at least not for many years.
that's true.
And when she overhears as a small child may go somewhat like this: I don't care what your father said, I said. You ever heard that before?
Yeah, I've heard that a lot.
I got to cook and clean up this house before your father get home because I don't want to hear his mouth.
I never heard that because my father wasn't that type of person.
Your father don't run the house, I do.
I heard that.
He don't know what he's talking about.
I heard that a lot.
He don't know what he don't know what I know.
Yeah, I knew my
He
father.
don't know what he's doing.
I heard that a lot.
John makes me sick.
I heard that a lot.
I get tired of picking up behind him.
Mm, yeah, no. My father picked up behind
If
me.
the father requests something, she may hear the mother say, "Get it yourself." Or you don't tell me what to do. I do what I want to do.
Hmm.
And that's a lot of generational curses. And we wonder why a lot of single women are today. Because we
Right.
all can relate to it. Even me.
Hmm.
Every mother is guilty of using this or similar technology about her husband when she is tired or angry during the girl's child's upbringing. The training message for the mother, the teacher is number one, the black man don't know. Number two, certain references to the black man are made only behind his back.
Hmm. Yeah.
Number three, a woman has the option to choose what she wants to obey.
Hmm.
Four, a man is a bother. After hearing various negative influence behind the father's back, then the girl child observe how the mother may front off when the father is present, pretending that she is obedient and everything is fine. The
Hmm.
girl child, while too young to actually distinguish between truth and falsehood, watches how trusting and unaware the father is. Soon she concluded that the mother is right. So what she's doing is she's watching how the mother is saying all this right here
Hmm.
behind the father's back. But when she's in his face, she says another thing and it's giving the child mixed signals.
Hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, it's heavy. Well, I don't know about your mother, but my father never had to complain about the house, laundry, or food. My mother knew her role. She
Hmm.
cooked, shopped, cleaned the house, cooked his meals, washed his
But
clothes, kept the house
did she
clean.
grumble? You know, once when she was doing that, was she complaining?
No, 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 no. Because she wasn't going to stay in the house being dirty or dirty
Uh huh.
clothes or no food prepared. She did that. My father never came home and there was not a meal on the table or us coming home from school and
Hmm.
food wasn't prepared. She did that willingly,
Hmm.
but how she talked about him was him not uh, being subservient to her because he was a strong minded man, you know. But she knew her role. She did not, I mean, like Martell came home and there was no food.
Yes,
My mother
bathing the
would
kids,
never have.
helping their homework.
My father never had to do that. I mean, he was more
Hmm.
intelligent than my mother because my mother only had like I think a sixth grade education, but
Okay.
my father's side, everybody was extremely bright, so he could help
Hmm.
us with our homework. He did that willingly, but he never had to cook, clean, or wash. My mother did
Hmm.
all of that, but she was still sort of mean spirited it in a
Hmm.
way, but she knew her role. You
So
know,
where do you think she got that mean spirit? Because she felt like she's doing all this and is pretty much being unnoticed.
she hated her father.
Okay.
She hated her father, and can I say she was I can't say she was a man hater because she liked
Hmm.
men, but she felt like men had a purpose, a
Hmm.
financial purpose. She basically hated her father to the bone,
Wow.
you know. And
So
so a lot of times
she
I think
carried in that generation of curse into
right,
her
right,
household.
right. I think even though my father tried his best to, I mean, whatever she wanted, she got. But
Hmm.
I think the hate for her father, it kind of screwed off into the way she talked and treated my dad. But my daddy
Hmm.
better not try to walk out that door. Okay?
Hmm.
She wasn't about to let nobody else have him. But yeah,
Wow.
she hated her father too. I mean, ugh. And I can't even tell you why, but it was a legitimate reason why she hated her father.
Well, I needed this book when I had first got into my marriage because Lord jeez, I broke all the rules. You hear me?
Yeah.
Right here it says, soon she concluded that the mother's right. He don't know, which must mean that he's dumb. And if he is dumb and doesn't know what's going on behind his back, it makes the girl child insecure.
Mm,
He physically strong, but we live two lives, one in front of daddy and one behind his back.
right.
Since the mother is her mentor and they are alike, she agrees you can't trust him. He is different from us, and the cycle starts. And on the other hand, if there is no biological father or stepfather on the premises whom the girl child can relate to and observe daily, the scenario may go something like this, especially if the single mother is periodically changing men on dating around. She may hear, number one, I'm going to get that in tonight.
Wow.
Two, I keep calling him every night, but he ain't home.
Mm,
Three, girl, don't believe nothing he say. He just lies all the time. Now notice the mother, she's a single parent and she's saying all this in front of her girl child.
right, right,
You see?
right.
Four, I can't believe nothing he says. Five, I'm going to make him spend some money on me.
Wow.
Six, I'm going to find me a man.
Mm,
Seven, I want to see what he can do. Eight, you can't let a man know all your business. The
mm,
training message for the mother in this instant is number one, the black man is a liar.
yeah.
Generational curses.
Generational curses
Two, don't believe in him. He'll disappoint you. Don't we hear that now?
all the time.
Three, the black man will desert you. No security. Four, withholding information is a necessary practice while dealing with a black man. And I'm going to stop right here where it says, and if you're going to deal with a black man, you have to have a plan. Wow.
Wow.
We're gonna stop right here for now. We're gonna start back.
Okay.
This right here, I don't know about you guys, but this is good to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we wondering why we have problems in the home. We have problems in the home because we don't want to apply some of these principles.
Do
We
you
want to listen to what TV tells us. TV got us messed up. Social media got us messed up.
do you remember hearing your mom say any of those things?
I say to myself,
Okay. Okay. Okay.
like I say, these are generational curses.
Okay. Yeah.
These are generational curses, and we wondering why we can't allow the black man, to rise up. Because what we are doing is we've been chopping him down, been emasculating him, because we married to this system.
Well, let me ask you this: all of those statements you just made that Miss Ali presented. What if the father is there and presents a total different viewpoint to that daughter than what the mother
When you
is
say a
saying?
viewpoint, in what way?
The mother says you can't trust a man, but the father is that black father is there showing that he can be trusted,
Hmm.
showing that child, that daughter, that he can be trusted, even though mommy is saying he cannot be trusted.
Hmm.
I,
But the household still unequal yoke, because
mhm.
now she's feeling like she is in between. She caught in between, and
Right.
that's between the true and the false lie.
So what do you?
Because she's seeing different.
Okay. Okay.
So
So
what she's going to do as a child, she's going to wear it out, and a child is going to sponge off of someone that they know is more caring and more secure, but still of all, she going to cling to the one that spend the most time with her.
mhm.
That's why, when they are separated, you always see that the father is called the ice cream dad, or because when they
Yeah.
go to dad's house, dad gonna give me ice cream and cookies, so dad got to go over the top. I see my
Yeah.
girls in the house. She say, "Hello, happy Sunday, Lady D in chat." Starbucks, not Starbucks, country girl.
Oh,
Oh,
hey.
Starbucks. I didn't see Starbucks in here as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, did I see Starbucks? We were so into this book.
Yeah.
But girl, this was good, and we're gonna try to stay an hour because we don't want to burn people out. But
Okay.
I just hope you guys can take some of these principles, especially people that's in a marriage, try to back down some. Like I said, it just take work. It
Yeah,
just
it
take
does.
work.
Yeah, it does. The only thing I want to leave with is all of those statements that Miss Ali is speaking of. I heard a lot of it, but
Mm-hmm.
fathers have to be there to show the other side. Even though mommy might be saying he's a low down dirty dog, but the daddy has to be there
Mm-hmm.
with Martell to show his children that he is not the demon.
So
The
you
father,
think that's why Martell was trying to cling on, because he
yes,
know once he's out of the home, then
yes,
all those generation curses was going to come upon his
yes,
children?
absolutely. Absolutely. I heard 95% of what Miss Ali was saying in the chapter you just wrote from my mother, but my father was there to show me something different. It's actions. It's not some kids are going to listen to mommy, but they are going to see what daddy presents to them. And this is what Martell is trying to do.
Mhm.
He wants to be there to show his kids that he is a good father and not the
Mhm.
demon that he's being portrayed to be
Mhm.
because mommy is butthurt. That's
And
all
you
he
see, I
testified.
could hear some of the people because we still have that European mindset where
Uh,
he should have never stepped out of his marriage. But that's where it comes in with Shahrazad Ali, which why I
mhm,
ordered this because according to the way that she put it out is that
mhm.
once after 2 years it does not consider as cheating or a side chick, it's considered as a sister wife, and she support a lot of stuff that we deem as evil when it comes to polygamists.
Okay. I wouldn't have wanted to see my daddy with another woman.
No, but she was saying, you remember when I showed you some of the clips when she said she don't like it, but
Hmm.
it is what it is, because he's gonna go out. He's gonna go out.
Uh-huh. I don't know.
Well, like I said, I ain't saying that I agree to a lot of what she's saying, but
Mhm.
according to the information that she's putting out is that when part of the stuff that we are in is because of this Western
Mhm.
system,
Yeah.
because of how we originated, and
Mhm.
all this right here when it comes to a contract in marriage, it is because of a economic system, because the
Mhm.
lawyers and the attorneys, not the judges,
Mhm.
and also we talked about that family, when they go into the divorce with the children, go to divorce and stuff like that, that's like $5,000 for each child.
Yeah.
So it's, to me, it's like a money racket.
Yeah, it is.
So
Unfortunately.
that's why we have to have that contract. Now, like I say, it's not for me, okay? I'm just
Hmm.
trying to look at it, from a different point of view.
Right, right, right. Yeah, no, I wouldn't have wanted to see my father with another woman.
Mhm.
I'm not saying he didn't, but I never saw him with one, and I wouldn't have wanted to ever see him with another woman. Unless he and
Mhm.
my mother were not together and they both made separate choices. But while they were together, I wouldn't have wanted to see my no other woman with my dad because
Mhm.
then I'm gonna lose a certain amount of respect for him.
But most of them, like I said, they are raised with that. We are raised in,
A different time, yeah.
yeah, a different time, and not only a different time is because of in this America standard that a normal relationship is between a man and a woman, not two women, three women.
Yeah.
That's considered as frowned upon.
Right, right, right. You know,
Country girls say me either.
yeah, country girl, you don't want to see your daddy when they're another woman.
Yeah, me either. But
No.
I had that clip, because she had say, look, I don't like it, but that's just the way it is.
I guess. Yeah.
She say
I think
that's
if
just the
you
way
have
it is.
respect for your children and your children have expressed, Daddy, I don't want to see you with another woman.
Mhm.
Then daddy got to respect his kids and say, okay, when I got my kids, until they are ready to accept another female, you can't be in the
Mhm.
picture.
Yeah.
Because
Let's listen to let's listen to this right quick.
Work, stays out all night, turns into there's some other areas emotionally, spiritually, psychologically that we are affecting his behavior by what we do or what cooking techniques. And so but it was black women who were the most adamant, uh, who refused to change meal planning techniques, seasoning food, cooking techniques. And so I said, it's interesting. I said, if we are refusing to provide the black man with the proper physical food when we know that food is what sustains life, then what else are we withholding from him? Possibly there are some other areas emotionally, spiritually, psychologically that we are affecting his behavior by what we do or what we withhold and refuse to give. And that led me to try to find out. We've always heard that the black man leaves the black family, abandons his woman and children, won't take care of the children, won't work, stays out all night, turns into a drunk, takes drugs. We've heard a lot of negative things. Most of them are true. But I wanted to find out what happens before he gets to that point. What leads up to the breakdown? We've never gone back to try to find out what happens in the relationship between the black man and a black woman that makes him go off and do all of these bad things. To assume that this is just normal, natural behavior for black men would be to assume that he is naturally bad. And I do not believe that the man that God gave to us as a mate is a naturally bad person. And so I wanted to try to examine what goes on with him. What's his side of the story?
Did
We've
a
never
black
examined.
man ask you to write this book?
Oh, no, certainly not. I
She's
approach it
definitely on one.
from a very
So let me pull another one up. It was another one I wanted to pull up. I want you to see. That's not the one, but that's still good. So let me
it
pull
is,
this one up.
yes,
Um, I'm trying to see which one it was.
The black woman would like to be a clone of the white woman.
many of us. Yes, that's unfortunate.
How do you see that?
Well, that's something that was almost accidental, I'd have to say. See, the white woman has been the only mentor that we have had of a female. We've seen her every day of our life on television, every magazine, every newspaper, every commercial. It's just been her face, her body, her image, whatever it has been in front of us. And so today we have the results of that. We have black women who are trying to dye their hair blonde, who are wearing blue and green contacts in their eyes, who wear tons and tons of layers of makeup, who have changed their voice, who have hair weaves so they can have flowing long hair blowing in the wind. And so that's been an accident. And as a result of us doing that, we have also adopted the women's liberation movement goals of wanting to be liberated from the man and have some kind of pseudo-equality, when while that may be true of the white woman and her plight with the white man, that's not really the black woman's business, because we haven't been under the control of the black man for over 500 years. So what do we have to be liberated from him from?
Is there something wrong with trying to make yourself look better or more
Well,
appealing?
it depends on what standard you're using as being the goal of looking better. If we think to look better is to put on a ton of makeup and have blue eyes, then there's something wrong with that. But if we think that to look better is to certainly get a better spirit in our heart and to work every day to become a better wife, a better mother, better friend, better sister, then those values and attributes alone will make us more beautiful than we are now. We have adopted some wrong standards. We are judging our men many times by the wrong value system. We are using his children sometimes against him.
I'll cheat on me or walk out on me.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. We have
Let me play this one, and that's the
benefit
last.
that a black man provides.
Wait, not this one right here. This one right here.
Who
That's the
told
one
us
I'm
that
playing.
was cheating? Where did that idea come from that that's cheating?
Hold
And
on,
I'm
I
not saying
need
that
to
a
play
lot of
this
men
again.
are not just running around. I'm not talking about that.
I need to rewind this.
But that's the reality.
Cheat on me or walk out
Well,
on me.
see, that's what I'm saying. We have to get into definition. Who told us that was cheating? Where did that idea come from that that's cheating? And I'm not saying that a lot of men are not just running around. I'm not talking about that. But if a woman finds out that her man has been with a woman while she's been with him for 3 or 4 or 5 years, that's a serious commitment and relationship. And if it hasn't taken anything from me, if I'm not going short of anything, and if this is what he thinks his responsibility is, then what kind of hell are you going to go through to prevent that? Since we cannot stop him, we we have not been successful. The white woman has not been successful in stopping the white man from having another woman. They call them a mistress. We pick up a lot of that terminology. But a man who has two women, that's not necessarily a mistress. That's just his other woman. Now we got two choices. We can be the woman or the other woman. We don't have but those two. Now I know we don't like that. I don't like that. But that's the reality.
But you heard that one, huh, Large?
I love 99% of her mindset. I gotta be honest. I love her mindset.
She say you won't like it. Did she say you won't like it?
You're not
You're
gonna
gonna get
like it,
angry.
but it's reality. You either gonna stick in it and deal with it and be your best woman, best mother, or you gonna get out of it. I love her mindset. You know,
Wow.
I love the way she mentions that the black woman is trying to emulate the white woman instead of being her best self. Look like her, dress like her. You don't have to have blue eyes and blonde hair. I like that.
Wow. This was good. I promise you. I don't know what
I might have
everybody
to
else
find
got
one
from
of
it.
the breakdown and buy the paperback because if I cannot find it on the audio version, which I love audiobooks, I might have to
Uh-huh.
go ahead on and break down and get the paperback and give me some bifocals or a magnifying glass so I can
Yeah,
see.
but they have it on it they have it in audio.
They do. Where on Amazon?
I think so.
I'm
Yes.
gonna have to look for it because Lord knows I love her. I love her mindset.
Mhm.
I do. I honestly do. I'm gonna look when we get off today. I'm gonna look to see if I can find it in the audio book. If not, I'm gonna have to go on ahead and get the paperback.
Oh, I'm sorry. Country Girl said, "Where do we get the book?" Get it off. I got mine off of Amazon.
Amazon, yeah.
Amazon. I got it off of Amazon. I got mine off of Amazon, or you can go and you can Google her directly, and you probably can get a copy. But I went off of Amazon.
Yeah, I
So
love
if
her
you can get in
mindset.
touch with her off of Google, most likely you can get it. But that's where I went ahead and got mine.
Gotta get it. I love her mindset. She is the most profound black orator for black women. Every black woman needs to hear Shahrazad Ali.
I enjoy. I promise you, I enjoyed this day.
I do. I
And
do. I love her mindset.
I at first I thought you wasn't gonna like it, but then I remember one time you told me you do like reading books.
Yeah, but I in the last 3 or 4 years, I buy audio books off
Uh
of
huh.
Audible. I don't know if you've ever heard of Audible, where
No.
everything is orated instead of print.
Okay.
It's all audio. No visual because my eyes are jacked up.
Hmm.
I want it whether I got to get it in print or not. I just got to get a magnifying glass so I can see it. If I can
Yes.
find it auto in an audio book, I'm gonna get it. But either
Hmm.
way, I'm gonna get it because I love her
Girl, but
mindset.
I really enjoyed it. Just the introduction was good.
Yeah, that
We
was
spent almost an hour just doing the introduction.
introduction. Yeah, girl, I'm gonna have to go ahead and break down and might have to get me a dang on magnifying glass so I can see the print.
Mm-mm-mm.
Ah,
She said, I may not like it. She said, but it is what it is. Either
it's
you gonna be the
reality.
woman or the other woman. You see what I'm saying?
That's true.
And she's straightforward. She don't sugarcoat.
Yeah, Queen. No, is that Queenie? Yeah, she said she loved audiobooks too. Yeah, I
Oh,
done bought about
okay.
80 some audiobooks. I don't like holding a book anymore. My eyes don't work like they used to when I was 20 or 30, but my
Hmm.
ears are great. I can hear.
Wow.
I love audiobooks. My Lord.
Wow.
Yeah,
Well,
especially if
I'm gonna
I'm
see if she have I'm gonna see if they have audio books. If they have audio books, I sit there and send you something. You can go ahead and order it. And
I can get it. Don't
mhm.
send me nothing. If I find it on audiobook or print, I'm gonna get it myself. Yeah.
And I
But
wish everybody, could catch on stuff like this because, this is some good information. This is very informative.
absolutely, every black woman needs these teachers. Believe it or
Yes.
not. It teaches you how to be a better black woman, a better black mother, and not so
Yes.
bitter.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
And it might can be able to stay in their relationship longer.
Yeah, I believe it will be a help because it's going to teach you how to deal with your black man. And
Hmm.
black men need this book too.
Yes. Well,
Yeah,
they also have the black woman, but I say, I wanted to hear, the perspective from the black man,
yeah,
since, you know, we
yeah.
think we know it all, since us women think we know it all.
Oh, there's some pretty smart black men out here too. Believe it or not, I love
uh-uh.
Anton Daniels. I don't know if you know who he is.
Uh-uh.
A lot of black men that are very, 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 very bright that I listen to.
Wow. But I really enjoyed this. And we went through that hour so fast.
Yeah, it always goes fast when you're having fun.
But this was good. I really, and this is exactly where I like to be. I like to be like this, and we're not picking on anyone. But the reason
No,
why, let me go ahead and say it again. I got this book because I wanted to understand a lot of stuff that's going on when it comes to all these reality shows and marriages. Even though I'm in a marriage, we learn it. I'm learning myself.
yeah, yeah. I think every black woman, young and old, needs this book,
Hmm.
and give you something to think about or something to align yourself with about being a black mother, a black wife, a black
Hmm.
daughter, a black friend, female friend to another friend. Yeah,
Wow.
and it
Well,
all
okay, girl. I don't want to keep you in long, but we're gonna try to do an
okay,
hour each time. Come in and talk
okay,
just like we are doing right now,
yeah,
because this right here, I believe this is a teachable moment.
yeah. I'm gonna get off here and try to see if I can find this in an audio book somewhere.
Okay.
All right, Lady D.
All right, and thank you for coming on and
Yeah,
being a part
sure.
of my life.
All right, dear. Bye bye.
All righty. Okay, guys, I'm going to close it down. Thank you, Country Girl and Logical Speak, for coming in. And guys that, came in, I hope this was very informative, because to me, I learned a lot, especially when it comes to, all the stuff that's going on is in the black family. And make sure you go and check out this book. I went ahead and got mine on Amazon. It's called The Black Man's Guide to Understanding the Black Woman, and it's by Shahrazad Ali. And this is great. This is a great book, because it's time for us to learn each other, because we got all this dysfunctional home, and it's time for us to allow the black man to set in his rightful position. And that's real talk. So Country Girls say, I will rewind it back into the beginning. Okay, okay, good, good, good. So guys, look, I'm not going to go ahead and hold you long, because this right here is my second live, but I'm gonna try to see I can do exactly an hour, and after that, we're gonna go ahead and shut it down, because I don't want to wear anybody out. But like I said, even though when it comes to this channel might not be for everybody, but it's for the ones that wants to hear the truth, stand on their truth, they not swave back and forth, they are not about all that other stuff that's out there, because all that other stuff, guys, it's not gonna last, getting into all that drama and all this beef it's not gonna last. So like I said, we here to sit there and try to educate and teach our people and bring awareness. So on that note, guys, you all be blessed and enjoy the rest of your day. Good night, guys.